What's up, guys? Welcome back to Shay's World. I am your girl, Shay, and we're back with Deal or No Deal Island. And of course, I have my lovely co host with me. Are you
Your
right
boy
here?
Malik, I'm not over there. I am right.
Okay. My lovely co host.
Your boy Malik. Ready, let's make some deals, y'all. Let's do it. Let's
Let's,
beat the
let's
banker.
do it. This episode is titled Power Grab, but I have a new title for this episode. It is called the Hot Mess Express. As this episode is titled. And it was almost by far the best episode of the season, I must say. This one and the next one are the best
Because they
episodes.
kind of go
They
together.
go hand in hand, yeah, because this one leaves us on a cliffhanger. But if you guys are not subscribed, you may want to go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that like button too while you're at it, because right after this one, we will have episode 7 dropping shortly behind this one. So, with this one being a cliffhanger, of course, I'm going to leave you on a cliffhanger. So, yeah, let's just jump straight on into it. Like always, we are opening up with going back to the island after Temple. This is after all of Dr. Will's shenanigans, and he eliminated MG. David is super pissed. Parvati has to talk him off the ledge. Lachelle says she did not like the theatrics, and really,
When she was in the bottom, I'd be like, "Thank you for the theatrics,
you know,
because you saved
thank
me.
you for saving me.
You could have, yeah, I could have been part of the theatrics. I could have been a part of the show."
Right. Um, David in his confessional is just really struggling with the MG vote out. Him and Parvati are smart. They know it's a shot at them. But also he was getting close to MG. MG doesn't really know who he is for real. So
Mhm.
he's kind of struggling a little bit with keeping this whole I'm just a regular person persona under wraps as you get closer to people and you start opening up, it's starting to, you know,
Affect you.
affect the Australian survivor. It is starting to affect him. So, before the challenge, the next day, however, everybody is kind of just doing their own thing. And Dr. Will walks up to David and says, "What show did you win?"
Yeah, and
Now,
since is he.
right, I couldn't tell if he was trolling because he really knows or if he was trying to figure it out.
I think he was trying to figure it out, but I think he guessed simply because, and I think it was just a shot in the dark because David is obviously too strategic to just be a regular person.
Mhm.
I would have assumed he was at least on a show as well. So I think Will knows that he was at least on a show. I don't think he knows that he's a winner, but I think him throwing that bone out there, it was the
Because
perfect way to word it.
he goes, he says Australian Survivor. He said, "Isn't there like an Australian Survivor?"
Oh, then he might know. If that's what he said, he might know.
Now, in this same conversation, though, Will plays it off. I mean, David plays it off. He says, "No, this is my first time, never been on the show." He also tells Will, like, that was messed up with the whole MG thing. Like, I'm coming for you. Like, straight to his face. And that's one thing I do have to respect about David's gameplay. Like, if he is straight up, like, he doesn't mind telling you to your face that what his issue is and what his plan is. Um, we also get a scene with CK and Letty sitting talking, and CK says, "You're in the position I wanted you to be in. I'm in the position I wanted to be in. We should work together." So now they are starting to form, some type of alliance or whatever. Keep this in mind because this is going to roll back over. Um,
I'm screaming.
but this is the beginning of the
Of the rest of
CK.
your life.
It is literally the beginning of the CK and Letty show, which doubles into 2 episodes. Might I add? It rolls for 2 episodes. Anywho, it's time for the challenge, and they get there, and of course, there's another height challenge. Seychelles is not excited. Philip is freaking out. He is super nervous. He doesn't like heights. He doesn't like the water. Uh, Side note, behind the scenes, he did not know how to swim before coming out here. He went and took a class, a 30-day class before going out there. He said he couldn't tell them where he was going, but he told them that, he needed the basics so that he wouldn't drown. He went to a swim school.
30 days just took me out.
Yeah. So it's just a little behind the scenes.
Because, no
Anywho,
shade, I thought, I didn't know if they said he couldn't swim, but I feel like I heard him say on the show that he couldn't swim.
mhm.
So imagine my surprise when he falls in the water and starts swimming. I was like, oh, okay.
Well, I mean, he
I
has
mean,
on a
how it
life
made me
jacket.
think that, I mean, I can't swim with or without a life jacket.
All
So
you got to do is doggy paddle at that point.
you
He
think it would
wasn't
be so
swimming. He
easy?
wasn't doing no laps. He was doggy paddling to
I can't
uh
even do that. I can't even float. Me and water,
with
like,
a float
I
device on.
I think I'm sure I can float with like a float device on, but I'm like 20. I'm 24. I don't need a float device on when I'm
Well,
in
a
the
lot of
pool.
people do that when they get ready to go on to Survivor who can't swim. They'll go and get some type of lesson so that they can swim
Yeah,
in the ocean. It's inevitable. Out
yeah.
here, they don't have life vests, so you have to know how to swim. You
In
have
the
to know how to do
ocean,
something, you know.
y'all got me messed up.
Anywho,
So I
um,
stand in the pool.
this challenge, I am not gonna lie to y'all. I'm gonna try to get it right, but basically the
It
concept
was a
is
lot.
it's three different heights. The highest height, of course, it only has 4 rings, and it's the highest value cases. In the middle, it's low value cases. You can kind of sabotage somebody, and then the lowest one, it was kind of like one of them had
The
basically
bonus.
it had like a bonus, but it wasn't a good bonus on it. It
I think
wasn't
it
a good bonus.
was.
It
It
wasn't
was. It. So what
wasn't
was the
because
bonus at in the middle?
Lachelle caught the short end of the stick with it. It's called it was called shit. I got notes everywhere. Let me see. It was one of the things was called the banker's bust.
Buzz. I thought I was gonna say. I thought it was bank or something. Okay, I do remember that.
So that was it. Anywho, basically you can choose to pull when you jump. You're jumping the first round. You're jumping for somebody. And so you could choose to sabotage them or try to get them a high case, whatever. You're running, jumping off of a ledge and trying to pull a gold lever. It was just a lot to this challenge, to be honest with you. I don't remember what type of challenge this was similar to on last season, but this was very Survivor-esque type of challenge. So I knew Parvati would do good. I knew David would do good just right off rip. And I expected Dr. Will to do good off rip, but Dr. Will is going to Dr. Will.
On purpose. He's doing it on purpose though.
Um, so first up is Philip, and he decides to pull for Letty based on the fact that she kept him safe last week. So wait, once he announced the rules of the game and pulling for people, automatically strategies start flying out. And Seychelles is the first one to throw out there, if anybody pulls high for me and keeps me safe, I'll do the same for them. And pretty much everyone agrees with that strategy, kind of, sort of. And so this is where CK starts to badger Letty about, you have to keep me safe, you have to keep me safe. And Letty is like, well, we don't know how, the names are going to be pulled. We don't know the order. You know, even Parvati spoke up and said something in that instance or whatever. But that was just the tip of the iceberg, right?
Mhm.
So Philip goes, and by him keeping Letty safe, it's automatically kind of like, oh shit. So he goes, he makes
For
his.
Parvati.
Mm-hmm. Um,
Did they have that talk before this challenge?
what about working together?
Um, about when she was
Oh,
like,
wait,
I
wait,
know,
wait, wait,
yeah,
wait.
yeah, yeah.
Back up, back all the way up. Before we got to the challenge, we have a conversation with Parvati and Philip. She wants to check in and make sure they're good because of a statement that Dr. Will had made the night before at Temple, going back to them both
Oh,
lying to each other at that challenge that day, saying that they had lower amount in their briefcases. And Philip kind of brushes it off and it's kind of like, we're good. On my end, I'm good. Whatever somebody else says is kind of on them. And but Parvati goes a step further and says, because I know you, I know your character, but Dr. Will, that guy was probably the guy that bullied you in school. And Philip is like, wait, wait a minute. I know you did not just use my trauma back at me to get me on your side. I just know better.
I didn't
And
like that. I didn't like that.
Parvati is in full survivor mode. I think in this moment she thought she was still playing survivor back on the island in survivor, because this is the thing that they kind of do on survivor a little bit. And it's like, you know, it's okay to let other people know, feel like there's tension, but as long as there's not, we know we're good, then it's good and we still have each other's back. But this is not survivor, and he knows how you play. He has watched you
It
play,
wasn't subtle. Like it
and
was very blatant, like blatant manipulation,
it
like
was.
100, like obvious manipulation. Yeah, girl. So I
So
feel like in that moment, that was like Philip was like
he was over it. He was done. That was the benediction for him.
the
That that,
benediction.
that was the benediction. That was the benediction on the Black Widow and the Black Widow Alliance. It's over.
Oh my god, not the benediction. The Blacker Widow. The Blacker Widow has left the Black Widow.
He has.
The band has
Um,
broken up.
which you can tell because typically in a challenge, it is Philip and Parvati. So for him to pull for Letty versus pulling for Parvati was kind of like the official nail
She
in the
clutched her
coffin.
pearl. She said,
She said, "Ooh,
she said, "Did you just break up with me?" Oh,
shit,"
okay.
in front of everybody,
In front of everybody.
whole group. Um, so CK is up next, and so she goes that since of course she can't keep Letty safe, she decides that she is going to target Dixon and go for a low value. And Dixon's like, "You're gonna go for me? I could have saved Storm and got rid of you." Dixon is so funny. That little boy be so mad when he hear his name. Like,
No,
it's
but
a little chill
real,
now.
but being so for real, I want Dixon's side with that. I could have sent you home. So why are you targeting me? And I
Yeah,
don't even got beef with you.
yeah.
Like, pick somebody you don't even like, Dr. Will. Target him. So I think that was kind of weird. But I think she was trying to focus on breaking up the family or something, which is like whatever. But I was on Dixon's side with that. I ain't even worried about you, lady. Like what?
True. So now it's time for CK to pull.
This was on her first one.
So she
You
no,
only put it one time.
she jump. Once you jump, you pull to see who's gonna jump next.
Oh, okay, okay.
and she thought she was playing poker and was gonna stack the chips or something, or she was, and she looked at the chip and she pulls Letty. And Letty, being Miss Integrity, feels like she's being backed into a corner to have to like save CK since she's already safe. But they do call her out for cheating, and Joe lets her know she had to pull again. And it was just like,
In all honesty, I would have been like, you got to forfeit your pool. No shade. You can't pull for nobody.
right.
You forfeited,
That's
cheater.
what I would have said, and I would have been like, and you don't get a case.
You ooh,
That should have been the punishment. You don't get to pull, and you just don't have a case. Like, you
automatic
automatically
bottle.
are up for elimination.
That's nasty, but that's a very good. That's a very valid punishment.
Anyway, so she
Hold up.
repulls. She pulled Will. So Dr. Will says he's going high value and he's going to pull up a facial. He goes up there and it looks like he's lying to actually get it, but of course he misses. Do you think he tried to miss it? We
Yes,
know he wants to play the banker, but do you think
yes,
he really tried?
yes. I think he's trying to piss people off so that he can make sure I'm in the bottom, so that I'm not even in the bottom. I'm playing the banker.
So he end up drawing Seychelle, and she goes for Lachelle. She says she's going for a high value, and she bombed so bad.
If I'm so real, now look, you know your strengths and you know your weaknesses.
Mhm.
If you're not a height girly, go for a bottom case and target somebody. Don't go for a high case and try to save somebody and be Miss Wonder Woman because girl, you can't. You know your strengths and you know your weaknesses.
You know what? I didn't think about that. She could have done that as a strategy, like just targeted somebody. And
hmm
but see, she doesn't like to be out loud with her gameplay. Like, she likes to do her shit behind the scenes, right before Temple. Like, that's where she'll do her
Yeah,
play and shit.
that's true.
So, um, Dixon threatens CK and pulls a low value for her. Parvati pulls for Will. She was like, I can't believe I'm doing this, but she knows what Will is doing, and she's like, nope, I don't have control. So you can't play the banker. You got to be safe. I'll deal with you another day. And
Right.
I like that. I like that strategy. Um, David pulls for Philip at a high value. He gets it. So then Letty pulls for David. And if I'm not mistaken, Letty, Parvati, and David did kind of talk about who to kind of pull for each other a little
Right.
bit to kind of keep them all safe. Um, Letty pulls for David, and that face plant that girl did in that damn water was like, it's no way she black
Ooh.
out the next day. There's no way she didn't have a black eye, bro.
I was surprised her chest wasn't red.
You
She
know?
said, "I got all the wind knocked out of me, girl. Be glad that was it."
So now it's time for Lachelle to jump, and she is jumping for Seychelle, and she misses.
Mm,
So Seychelle, Parvati, and Lachelle all have to go for the second round, and Seychelle's up first, and she's like, I'm not doing it. I'm gonna be in the bottom, whatever. She
I'm gonna
felt
be in
like
the butt.
she Parvati goes first. She goes mid level. She gets it. And then Lachelle goes mid level and she gets it. So what ended up happening was Lachelle got 2 million, but she got the banker's bus, which automatically put her in the bottom.
Poor lady.
hmm And then Parvati got the 2.5 mil, so she was safe. Letty has a 3.5. Phil had 2.75. David has 3.25. So they are all safe. Will had the $3 million. He was safe as well. Dixon had 1.5. CK had 1 million. So Seychelle, CK, and Dixon are all at risk.
Seychelles,
So,
CK, Dixon, and Lachelle.
mhm. So Now, this is where shit gets spicy because CK has been caught cheating, and Letty is upset because she feels like you tried to control my game by forcibly making me, go and thinking
And
I
he
could
wasn't
keep
even
you safe.
slick.
Wasn't even sleek about it. So back at the on the island, CK is pissed and like she just starts spilling the beans to Parvati about everything. Told her how they call them the family, everybody's coming for them. I mean, she was literally like an agent of chaos. And when that lady said, "Should I just say something at Temple?" Parvati goes, "You should." You should.
Cooking
Woo!
up, just stirring the pot,
Stirring the pot.
unraveling the currently spiraling woman in front of her.
CK does go to Letty and says that she wants to play the banker because, she cheated and she should play the banker. Um, or whatever. And then but they do have this little moment where it's like, I trusted you, and why would you? Lady was like, why would you put me in that position to do that? Blah 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 blah. Let's go to the temple, child, because it's more drama to come when we get to this damn temple. So, for the second week in a row, Letty is choosing who's playing the banker, and this time she chooses CK. Um, CK confesses to everyone to cheating and says that's why she needs to play the banker, and that then she decides to throw everybody under the bus about the MG vote. I mean, she name drops Seychel, she goes Seychel, she goes Philip, she goes Letty, and Letty says, don't you say it. She was like, if you stay, I'm coming straight for you. I'm coming straight for your head if you stay. And I was just like, ooh, what's Parvati's favorite word? It's getting spicy in here.
Spicy, spicy.
Man, but anywho, she goes, it's something
Snitch.
about
She's a cheater. She's a snitch. Oh God. Oh
it was
goodness.
it was bad. She was just like, the game is not worth her integrity. I'm like, girl, get over this moral compass. You cheated. That you got found out. It's a game. Let's keep going.
And you're a snitch. You brought these people. You busted these people's game because your game got busted, and because you busted your own game.
But here's the tea. MG was only set up to go home because Sasha was trying to keep you safe. Dr. Will would have sent CK home. He only switched because Seychel had told her, if I get the safety, I'll keep you safe. So they switched and went to Dr. Will. So it's like you're really bogus, and everybody that's
Oh,
pissed has a valid reason to be
no
pissed because you're
shade.
bogus for blowing up the spot when the spot, the whole thing was created to keep you safe because Dr. Will was going to get rid of you. Anywho,
Nasty.
then she's continuing on her little moral high ground. She chooses case number 8 as her case, talking about what goes around comes around. Like, girl, get out of here. Get off my TV. So she has 4 cases to choose. First case is case number 3. It's 3 million off the board. Case number 5 was 100. Case number 7 was for a penny, and then case number 9 was 2.75 million. It
Too
was
bad, too good.
a okay.
50-50.
Yeah, it was like a 50-50 type of board. So her first offer was 351,000. Now, before I ask you if you would have taken the deal, keep in mind she still had a 3.2 million on the board, a 2.5 million, and a 3.5 million on the board. Would you have taken the offer?
No.
Neither.
And maybe I just feel like it's a taboo. behind taking offers this early in the game. Like you gotta at least go to 3 rounds before you can really start looking and analyzing. Like you gotta knock some cases off the board. Yeah, you're gonna hit some high ones, try to hit the lower ones, but that's how you gauge which case you have and what was gonna be the better deal to take at the end of the game. So at
I
least three
think
rounds.
the only way I would take an offer on the first round is if I completely bummed and did nothing but high cases on my first 4 cases. If like I knocked out 4 of the high cases, I'll be contemplating. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because
because the deal's gonna be so low.
yeah, but here, yeah, it's the deal is definitely going to be low.
But see,
But
so
I
if you
also may
have
have a better chance of taking a good deal because that $300,000 is it's 6 low value cases. The probability of me having one of those lower value cases than a high value case
is
because I've already knocked out 4 is higher. So I would probably take that if I had knocked out 4 of the on the right side. Possibly. I think that would
no
be the
deal,
only way
no
I would
dice.
take a deal in the very first round, going with your logic.
If I started that bad, I'm gonna just have to play the game all the way through like loot.
You'll just see it all the way through. Might as well,
I'm
huh?
like, y'all,
That's
I'm
the
going
go
home.
to. Might as well. I'm going home anyway. I'm finna get as much camera time as I can on the way out.
Okay, make history like Luke did.
All right. So the second round, she has 4 cases. She chooses case number 11, 4,000. Case number 4 had 2.5 million. Case number 1 had 500, and then case number 2 had the 3.5, which was the highest case. So her second offer was for 656,000. It's
It's
still
better. It made me want to think, but I don't think I want to take it yet.
you don't think you would have took it yet either.
Mm.
Um, yeah, I probably keep going at this point. So in the last round, she has 2 cases. She chooses case number 6, and that has the dollar, and then she chooses case number 10, which has us the 3.2 million. But her third offer was 925,000. Now,
Yes.
okay. Now, there was still a $2 million case on the board when she got the third offer. Now, before she takes the deal, she says over to David about him being quiet. And then she's some kind of way she mentions Philip being quiet, right? And he says something, and he was just like, "This is not the game that you want to play with me." Oh no, she was like, "Philip's being quiet over there." She's like, "I'm wondering if you're being quiet because David saved you, knowing you sent home his best friend." And he was like, "This is not the game you want to play with me. Don't think that when you go low, I'm gonna go high." That's what it said.
Because I will go underground.
I will go so low underground that Harriet Tubman would have to call you at night and tell you to run.
Now he put the Uno reverse. Well, she's not white, so never mind. But still.
First of all, I was wondering, did she know who Harriet Tubman is for this?
Yes, she knows who Harriet Tubman is.
I don't know.
She, yes, I would like to
I
think
mean, no,
she
no, no,
knows.
no, no. I'm not saying that. I just know that the books these days, the way they teach it, she ain't in them like that. It
I'm
goes
screaming.
slavery. Abraham Lincoln freed the slaves.
Okay, because who was it
Oprah
on Real
Winfrey,
Housewives?
Beyonce,
She
Obama.
was like, who was it on Real Housewives? She thought the Underground Railroad was a freaking train. She was like, where are the tracks? So who put the
Portia.
tracks?
Yeah. She was like, so the tracks ran under here. Yeah. So, being that her grandfather is the Hosea Williams,
Oh
and
my
she
goodness.
didn't know that the Underground Railroad was a metaphor. Um, yeah,
That leads you to believe that the education system overall is just morally and ethically and totally fucked.
yeah. There's nothing in there. I mean, no, it literally goes slavery. Abraham Lincoln freed the slaves. Oprah Winfrey, Barack Obama, Beyonce.
Dr. King is
No,
in there.
oh yeah, yeah. Abraham Lincoln freed the slaves. Martin Luther King had a dream. Oprah Winfrey, Beyonce, Barack Obama.
And then like there's like Jim Crow in there. There's
There's
Jim
no
Crow.
Jim Crow in there. There's
Ooh,
no Jim Crow. There's no none of that. All of that is they're not going
back
into.
in my day.
They
Yeah,
very
girl.
they just might be touching on Malcolm X, but you know he was a little violent, so I highly doubt it.
So needless to say,
Needless to say, those who got it, and those who didn't. But you know, he mixed Michelle Obama in there and threw some Harriet Tubman in there,
oh
all
my
in
goodness.
Black History Month. So I was here for
And
it.
no shade. Give the girls a lesson.
And the episode goes off on a cliffhanger. And I'll give my final thoughts about this episode. At this point, my thoughts were this is the best episode of this season, hands down. This has been the spiciest temple I have seen in a moment. And I'm here for it. I am here for it. What about you?
I'm here for it too.
Well, that will be our recap on Deal or No Deal Island season.
I give this a A.
Oh yeah, I give this an A plus. I give this an A plus. Stay tuned. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button. Hit that notification bell button on your way out, so that you too can see who is going to be eliminated. Will CK take the deal? Will she not take the deal? Will she make a good deal, or will she make a bad deal? If she makes a good deal, who's going to go home? We will find all of that out on episode 7's recap. For now, we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.